What makes an FNF mod popular? Well, mods can become viral for many reasons, such as for their amazing visuals, catchy composition, and overall just being an incredible one-of-a-kind experience is the main reason some mods are as popular as they are. Well, most of the time at least. But is it even possible to make a successful FNF mod right out the gate? Well, I plan to put that to the test by trying to make a viral mod in 24 hours. Will I be able to make a mod that can blow up and do better than any other mod I've worked on? Let's find out. Well, first we actually have to make the mod. So to start off the 24 hours, I spent the first hour just brainstorming and figure out what I should do for the mod. I knew if I wanted to make a successful FNF mod, I needed to make something that's popular but also unique to stand out from other mods. So I decided my FNF mod would be horror related in some way, since there's plenty of viral FNF mods that have some kind of unsettling aspect to it. Now for the opponent, I kept trying to think of characters that would be recognizable but not overused, until I stumbled across this image in Friday Night Funkin's files. It's some 3D version of Boyfriend that just looks so uncanny, which was just perfect what I was trying to aim for. So I spent the remaining hours sketching up some rough concept art for what the mod would look like. And with the main idea of the mod settled, it was time to use the rest of the 23 hours to make the mod. So I got to making Blank Friend's design. Get it? Blank Friend? Cause he's blank. Anyways, I had some trouble figuring out how I was going to make him into an opponent, since I had no idea how to make 3D models. So I decided to try and just make him look 3D by making him without any line art and adding some extra shading. Now for his poses, I decided just not to give him any, since hey, his whole deal is just being some creepy version of Boyfriend. Not making a move kind of adds to the uncanniness of it all. Also because I'm lazy and in a time limit. So if the quote-unquote sprites finished, I move on to the background. Now although I couldn't make Blank Friend 3D, I could definitely make the background 3D. So I got some blocks from Roblox Studio and slapped them onto the mod. Next is the music, which I got stuck on for a while. At first, I tried to make the song slower paced, which didn't really end up sounding right. But eventually I went for a more cinematic approach. And while the song does sound kind of generic, it did get me to finish the whole song in under 3 hours. By the time I had the art and music finished, I had around 11 hours left. And since all that was left was just to make the mod playable, I decided I would chart and code everything in before I went to sleep, which surprisingly only took me around an hour. Granted, the charting is pretty bad and there wasn't a whole lot of events, but hey, I got the job done. So with the mod being playable, I went to sleep. And by the time I woke up and got on my computer, I only had around an hour left in the challenge. I couldn't really make any new stuff in that amount of time, so I just focused on polishing up the mod, specifically just adding a little intro before the actual stage shows up and making the background move. And with that, the 24 hours are over. While the mod is pretty basic, I'm still proud of what I could get done in just a day. Now it's time to release the final product and see how well the mod does, starting with showing the final mod.
3, 2, 1, go!
the mod released, let's look at the results and find out if the mod became viral or not. For the Game Banana mod page, the mod got 18 likes, 170 downloads, and 1.8k views. Not bad, right? Well, it gets better. The mod managed to not only get today's pick, but also best of yesterday. So that means that the mod got to be at the front of the FNF modding page, and also a spot at Game Banana's front page. So the mod did a lot better than I expected in terms of stats. But what about exposure to the mod? Well, on YouTube, there were plenty of showcases made for the mod, though one in particular stood out, as the showcaser had 1 million subscribers. And speaking of subscribers, you guys should totally subscribe to me. So while the mod didn't go super omega viral for only being made in a day by myself, I think it did its job well. So should everyone just start making quick mods to try and go viral? Well, no. I only managed to get those numbers from my experience with other mods, which took a whole lot more than 24 hours. Also, I didn't really get the chance to make the mod how I originally wanted it to go, and the crunch to make a quick mod just left me feeling like I was limiting myself for what I could really do. So what can we take away from this? Well, you should try to make effective mods to improve your craft, to connect with other people, or just to have fun, not to try and make the next big thing. So they'll make something like Sprunky Horror versus Sprunky Normal FNF Friends Series and but Sprunky characters sing it, just to try and go viral. I mean, it probably doesn't have that many views. Wait, what the fuck? Make something you're truly proud of and have fun with it, because that will always be more fulfilling than some numbers on the screen. Thanks for watching.